joined now by Lely's sales manager and marketing coordinator, Brian O'Riordan and Rosie Harding. Lely launched two very exciting new systems down on their stand this morning. Brian, can you take us through the announcements?
Yeah, this has been a great year for Lely. We announced a new milking robot earlier on this year, the Astronaut A5. This is our first A5 milking in Ireland, so we've got 40 cows milking below in our brand new Lely Astronaut A5. We also have another mixing feeding robot, which is a Lely vector system, so it's automating diet feeding of ruminant animals.
And is robotic milking really the way forward? Do you think it's going to be, would you be supportive of all robotic milking systems being introduced on dairy farms?
Yeah, we see is the future of dairying is going to be through automation. You always automate tasks for different reasons. The two reasons you automate tasks is it tends to be a repetitive task. So it's a job that lends itself well to automation. And another reason you would automate a task is to get a standard result. So we would say our standard result would be a perfectly milked cow. For that end, and with labour shortages the way they are, the dairy industry is competing with every other industry in the labour market, and what we're feeling on the ground is there's labour shortage out there, so we see automation as a big solution to that.
And how do the cows adjust to the technology, to the automation? How do they? What's the feedback you're getting?
Yeah, surprisingly well. I mean, cows they have their own schedule, their own rhythm, and their own movements. An automated system, it's a very natural way, it's a voluntary system, so the cow will come to the robot voluntarily. So she will come to the robot when she needs to be milked. So a cow will come, when she expects behaviour like she might get a reward in the robot, she might get a reward of fresh grass when she leaves the robot, or she might have a burden of milk that she wants to offload by being milked. So cows want to be milked and they travel to the system. So they're very comfortable in the system. A human hand doesn't touch them inside the system. No other cow bullies them inside the system. So when a cow goes into a robot, it's like a safe haven for a cow. And they actually want to get to the robot to be milked.
For a dairy farmer who hasn't just quite made the move yet, who is very interested and is seriously considering it, can you just talk me through some of the gains that you're seeing in terms of efficiency, in terms of savings? What gains are being made for dairy farmers who invest in this technology?
Yeah. Well, aside from the labour, I mean, I think Chagas did a survey there many years ago, and a normal farmer in Power, they spend 33% of their time milking cows. And they found out that it takes 25 man-hours per cow on average in Ireland to run a dairy herd, and we can bring that back down to 15.5 man-hours per dairy cow. So it's a big reduction in labour. Also because every cow gets an individual treatment, and because of our unique milking system, we see an awful lot less mastitis. So we've seen a mastitis reduction of up to 60% in herds, also cell count reductions, etc. We have seen, due to farmers not being in the parlour and not being confined to those tasks, that they can spend more time on other tasks, on more high-value tasks, and upping their management value in the farm, so they can get maybe more production per hectare, more production per cow, by concentrating on the basics.
And Rosie, Lely also recently launched a new orbiter system in the Netherlands. It's been described as a mini dairy factory on your farm that can work 24/7. Yeah. Can you talk us through that development, and do you think that kind of system there's potential for that type of system here in Ireland?
There's definitely potential for it. We've had a few people get in touch already who are quite interested in the idea and finding out more about how it works.
So what is it exactly?
So what it is, it's an on-farm processor, like you said, but the difference with it is it talks directly to the robot to process milk of individual cows. So it's really only limited by the amount of tanks you have. So if you want to say, I've got 40 cows and I want to milk them all individually and bottle the milk of one cow, go for it, you can do that. So there's a theory that a lot of the reason that perhaps people might be lactose intolerant is because they're not just drinking the milk from one particular cow, they're drinking the milk from lots of cows that have been mixed together with more milk from lots of cows. And they've got this new idea where you can actually start looking at the milk now based on the specific quality and potentially saying, right, okay, well, this milk is the best to go to butter production. This is where I need to sell this for ice cream. And it just enables you to get a much more flexible sort of outcome in terms of, it gives you more options as a farmer as to where you're going to contract and where you want to sell on to, or even if you just want to do it at home as well.
And the potential for that type of system in Ireland?
Yeah, definitely. It's out there. There are people who are looking at, like, we supply, especially with the robots, people that are doing their own thing on farm, like ice cream producers, different sort of own brand things, and it just gives them the way to have a milking system at home that will fully interact with their robot.
Great. Well, thank you very